Welcome to the 2024-25 edition of Lone Star Conference Basketball. On behalf of the Lone Star Conference, I'm Chris Dew. We're focusing on LCU men's basketball. Todd Duncan, the head coach of the Shaps, joining us. A quick sneak peek preview on this virtual day. And Coach, you know, it's so weird to tape these things because it means we're jumping into the season. Doesn't feel like it because we really haven't seen basketball. I say you've seen a lot of basketball. You're hungry to get this season going. I mean, I've been around you enough. I can tell you're ready to get out there. I don't know if your X's and O's ready, and that will come with a couple scrimmages coming up, but I know you're ready to go.
Yeah, it's always exciting. This journey starts almost when the season ends. Last year, you're looking at your roster, you're recruiting, you're developing, you're just pressing towards this day. And I think the guys are ready to play somebody different. You know, the days are filled with a lot of preparation, a lot of things, to get ready for with a tough non-conference. And obviously the Lone Star Conference schedule is night in, night out, just, a battle. So just doing all we can to be as ready as we can be. And we are excited and glad we have a few more days to prepare. But, yeah, hopefully we'll be ready when it all, tips off.
There's no sneaking around with this roster that is preseason picked number 3 in the Lone Star Conference because, Coach, you can't hide guys. You had guys history at Texas Tech, Colorado, now University of Texas. Talk about the new guys on this squad.
Well, every season brings about a little bit of a different change. We're all kind of figuring out this portal and it ebbs and flows on what your needs are. So we've been fortunate to land some guys that I think fit, our program, our culture. Time will tell, but they've been great guys. They've been working hard. They're guys that we just call everyday guys. They want to be in the gym. They're excited about working hard, doing the things that, we're asking them to do. And then you're just trying to put a team together and get everybody in the right spot, figuring out them a little bit. They're figuring out us. And at the end of the day, it's basketball, so we don't want to complicate it too much. But, yeah, I mean, Sean Murphy, a transfer from Nebraska Kearney, is, some presence in the post, along with Alex Anamekwe. They just give us a little size and length that maybe we've lacked a little in the past, which is great. Also add some depth. Amando Miller, a guy that we saw firsthand last year, gives us some length at the wing position. So, you lose some great players every year, and you hope to add some great players. And, I'm sure I'm leaving out someone really significant, but overall it's a team, and we're just trying to put the best team on the floor.
Next, joining us is going to be Najib Muhammad. Talk about his importance to this team.
Well, Najib is just a guy that, on the court, he's great to have. He's reliable. He's steady. He has great stamina. I think he led the league in minutes played last year. He's just a guy that we trust, and he's hungry to have a great year. I think we all finished the year last year, and as most teams do, with wanting a little more. So as we head into this year, I've seen a very determined Najib Muhammad. But, I mean, when you talk about a person that you just enjoy coaching and being around, he's near the top of the list in terms of all-time coaching career for me. Just a smile on his face every time you see him. Great in the classroom, great on campus, great on the floor. Never has a bad day. So when you got a guy like that, leading your group, you just feel like other guys are going to fall in line because he's a great example to everyone else. And I really hope for his sake he has a great year because he deserves it with the time and energy he puts into being the best person and player he can be.
Coach, best of luck this season. We're now joined by Najib Muhammad, member of the LCU Chaparrals. And Najib, I'm sure you're happy to be back this season because of the expectations. Do you notice those expectations more and more as you've been a member of the Chaps?
Actually, I have. So our first year was kind of a little regrouping coming from the year before, they being the number 1 team in the nation. So we were regrouping our first year, but we had some good players. And then last year, we really just rebuilt everything, and we took that next step. So I feel like this year is going to be even better.
You see too many differences from last year to this year from the personnel you're playing with? Because I know there are some new faces.
Yeah, we got a lot of new faces. I feel like our depth is probably our biggest asset we added this year. Just the more players we got a UT transfer, Alex, Fort Lewis transfer, Nebraska Kearney transfer, Sean and Mondo. Then we got a TAMU transfer, in conference transfer, and then we kept a lot of guys from last year still that made a pretty good run to the conference tournament. So I feel like our depth is going to be a good thing this year.
Well, depth not only of the team, but there's a lot of depth in the Lone Star Conference. Najib already looks at Dallas Baptist, looks at West Texas A&M, looks at LCU. You can even throw St. Edwards in the mix, and a couple more like Texas A&M International. But a lot of people weren't looking at Eastern New Mexico last year. A lot of people didn't think it was going to be LCU and Eastern New Mexico in that conference tournament championship game. It just shows how much depth there is in this conference. I know it's got to be grueling when Coach comes up every game to say, okay, this is going to be a big game, and you're thinking, boy, I thought the last game was a big game.
A lot of people that I talked to around the world said like the Lone Star is like the the Big 12, the D2. So every game is going to be a battle, and we understand that. Coach Duncan try to implement that in us. So every game we know it's going to be a battle. We just stick to the game plan, play our hardest. Effort is something that you can't teach. That's what they teach us all the time. So if we play our hardest and execute the game plan, we should, at least have a chance to win all the games that we play. But yeah, we know every day that we practice, we're going to have a battle. So we don't go in lightly to any practice. We practice 24/7 hard all the time. So yeah, we just know that it's going to always be a tough road. We're going to have a battle. It's going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. And that's what we live for, I feel like. Everybody in their basketball career lives for games like that. And so we have a chance to do it 16 times in conference because we play everybody at least once. So, yes, sir.
Well, best of luck this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, that's a look at the men's edition when it comes to a look at Lubbock Christian University here on this Lone Star Conference Virtual Media Day. Don't forget, this season, it's Flow Sports, the place to find LCU basketball online. That's Flow Sports. You can find the links at lcushaps.com.